Well, it's a beautiful morning in sunny Yellingbo. If you're looking for this small part of the world, try tracking about 62 kilometres east of the CBD of Melbourne. Now, the target species today, the Australian river blackfish. OMG, they are amazing. Not much is known about them, and that is why I have enlisted the help of some very clever fish scientists. It's going to be a cracking day. This is Jared Lyon, and judging by the fact that he's standing next to me, I'm tipping I followed my mud map correctly.
You did, you've done well getting here.
Mate, haven't we both done well? What a magnificent creek, and to think there's cars going all over the place about 3 kilometres that way, and they would have no idea this exists, would they?
Most people wouldn't. It's amazing, really good habitat up here in the hills, not far from Melbourne, and fantastic for things like our river blackfish.
Now, apart from the blackfish, what species lie beneath these snags?
So through here we're going to get eels, and there's a couple of little galaxid species, and there's some trout in here as well. And also associated with snags in our bigger streams, of course, they're really important for Murray cod and trout cod and golden perch, those really iconic native species.
Well, today's target, as I said, is blackfish. I've got my tub of scrub worms, I've got my hook. Let's go nail it for you, mate.
Let's do it.
We're going through there, are we?
We are.
Bush bashing after you.
See the undercut bank back there. That's where he'll bird for sure.
Little bites, mate. Put up a massive fight.
Here he comes.
That is a serious little blackfish, eh?
That's a beauty.
That is just wrong. Now, I expected bigger fish. Oh, now he's going to do something. I expected bigger fish. Is that average for this sort of stream?
Yeah, it's average. You could probably get them twice as big as that, maybe 3 times as big as that. Some big ones through here, but that's about average. Nice little blackie.
And how do people know they've caught a blackfish? What are the distinctive characteristics?
Well, they're black, for starters. We've also got some mottling down the side.
Yep.
So they're the main ways. We've also up under the gills, these couple of little fins come out here, so that's the main way.
For feeling?
Yeah, that's right.
For people who are watching the show, where can they catch blackfish?
Generally around southeastern Australia, so Tasmania, Victoria, New South Wales, around the coast, and also inland a bit. You get these great fish.
Now I'm going to put him in the water to let him have a little swim, because I want to ask you another question. Tell me about blackfish laying eggs and what the male does, because the male's a bit of a gem when it comes to blackies, isn't he?
He is. He does all the hard work, as far as I'm concerned. So blackfish lay only a relatively few number of eggs, so up to about 700 or 1,000, which is not many. And then they lay them on hard substrates, maybe inside a hollow log or on a rock. And the blackfish will fan those eggs to keep the sediment off them. So he'll stay around the nest fanning the eggs until they hatch. So pretty impressive effort by the male.
So Jet, if you're watching, if I was a fish, I'd be a blackfish, because I'm a pretty good dad. Well, that's what I reckon anyway. Mate, we'll let this fish go, but that is very, very cool.
Paul, just thought we'd come upstream a little bit. We fished that last area. Fished through here before and got some quite nice blackfish in there, so why don't we go give it a go?
Are you telling me there's a river in there somewhere?
That's right, and we're going to go find it.
Seriously, reckon there's a river in there somewhere? Look at that. Gotcha. He feels a bit better. Oh no, what's he got there?
Oh, he got you in the snag.
He snagged me. Oh, mate, grab that. Just keep bending it, I'm going in. I reckon he felt like a better fish. There's a bit of weight there.
Looked a bit better.
Oh, I hope this is safe. Oh yeah, nice. Now, for all intents and purposes, I might have a better fish here. I lost one earlier. I know I'm losing you, but I've got to see this fish, and I'm a bit scared. He's under that bank. Oh, he's under a muddy bank. Should I be scared?
I think you should get in there further, Paul. Have a go.
Have a real crack, you reckon?
That's right.
Yes. Oh. If you saw Blackberry up, if you saw what I went through for this fish, look at that.
That's a good one.
He's a nice one, eh? Underneath the bank there, just to try and explain, the bank went right under. Look at the mud on my hand, and there was a clay bank and he was jammed right under it. So you can understand why they're so hard to catch, because they just get right up under there, but that's actually a much better fish. He is just a beauty. Okay, a little eagle claw circle look out of the corner of the jaw. And I'm gonna let this fish go, and if you're gonna come and target blackfish, do me a favor, come and look at them, but please let them go. The blackfish, when it comes to reproduction, does not have a lot going for it. First of all, they're not great at actually reproducing, so to speak. It's not one of their greatest traits. They live in the same area, they don't travel long ways. If you do come and catch fish out of this area, chances are no more are gonna come and move in, so you could wipe out the whole area. And the poor old male, he's got to look after all the eggs by himself. Clean the silt off them. Silt is a massive problem for blackfish. So, come and have a look, let them go. They are way too pretty. And seriously, one of the only places in the world you can catch and target these fish is these small streams. Think about that, the only place in the world. That's what makes them very cool. If you're looking for a great way to do a bit of exercise and potentially catch a fish, this has got to be it. Walking up these creeks is so good, up over logs, under brush. It's just so healthy. It's amazing. Sometimes you get back to the car and you realise you've done 3 or 4 Ks up this terrain and you're fishing the whole way. It can take a big day, but you know what? It's so much fun, you almost forget about the spiders, the ants, and the very large noise that's coming from the bush. Don't know what it was, but I'm a little bit scared.
So Paul, the fishing rods are down now. I think we should go through this stretch up here, get a lot of spiny crows through this stretch. With that net, I reckon you could be good enough to nab one.
So I'll see a cray, if all goes well, and actually catch one with my net.
That's right.
This sounds like a very cunning plan. So where are they?
In this sort of area. Very low dissolved oxygen.
You can see a cray here. And I got him. How good is that? The suggestion from Jared is that we snuck down the creek with one of his little nets in a bucket just to see if we could find some crays. And have a look at that magnificent creature. That is a beautiful, spiny freshwater crayfish. Now, why do they go blue, mate?
Look, it's just the habitat they're in up here. They go that colour just because of the habitat up in these upland streams. Down lower, you get them a lot more brown.
Yep.
So.
How incredible just to wander along for 20 or 30 metres to spot that guy cruising and be able to slip him in a net.
It's a beautiful colour, isn't it?
Oh, that is amazing. As far as fishing spots go, this has got to be about as good as it gets, doesn't it, mate?
It's fantastic. A couple of great big snags. They're old.
Oh.
Great scour behind them, so some habitat in there, some scour pools. It's fantastic.
It's got to be a fish here. This massive log is running right up the guts. It'll be undercut. As you can see, my sleeves are wet because I've been sticking my hand up having a feel in some of those other areas. It's going to be undercut. There's going to be fish there, just a matter of drawing them out. Might it be worth it casting that running water and just get it right through that deep bit?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Is that line going the wrong way or what?
I feel a little bit of weight.
Oh. Fish or snag?
I reckon I felt something there, Paul.
Well, if you want to hold my rod, seeing that my sleeves are already wet.
You might as well get back in there.
What is going on here? Hang on. I'm spottering up. I'm a bit concerned as to what is down here, but... Oh!
Beautiful.
This thing went nuts as soon as I touched it. And that's not a bad size blackie. Look at his fin. What's going on there?
Yeah, it looks like he's been fighting with another fish, possibly. So, yeah.
Do they like to sit in their one area? Are they territorial?
They are a bit territorial, yeah. So this fish will probably have a home range of between 15 and 30 metres for most of its life.
And look at that too. Even his tail has had a big chew out of it.
That's right.
Maybe cray?
Could be cray. Look, who knows what's in here. I wouldn't have been putting my hand under the water under those undercut banks.
Thanks for telling me now. Well, those blackfish were just amazing and such pretty scenery. We've travelled about an hour from those mountain streams down to the flat, not far from the salt. And there is one word we have made this journey, and that word is...
Chupong, Paul.
What?
That's right, you heard me. Freshwater flathead.
the freshwater flathead. Now, I've been lucky enough to catch these in the past. They're an incredible fish, and what, 1 in 1,000 people might have heard about one?
That's right, not many people have heard about them. They're quite elusive, they're very hard to catch, so they're a bottom feeding sort of predator, lie in the sand in our freshwater streams, and we'll be lucky if we get one.
We'll be very lucky. Now, just so you don't get too excited, a big tupong is around 15 centimetres. If we get one 20 centimetres, it's a beast.
It will be.
But we're going to give this a go because I bet you haven't seen a tupong, and seriously, I'm pumped.
Let's do it.
This is the place to find them?
I think so.
Let's do it. Oh, look at that weight. Gotcha.
Oh, we're on.
That's no tupong, mate. Oh, what's going on there? She ain't a tupong. Oh, I'm actually getting dusted here. I'm losing line. Get your head up, get your head up. Oh.
What do you think it is?
Oh, it's got to be a big carp, doesn't it? Either that or a record estuary perch, maybe. If it's a tupong, mate, I'm going to the world record. Oh, he's going under the fridge. Don't go to the fridge. No, I've turned him. Oh, I just see it's a big carp. Oh, come back here, come back here. Look at that fish up there. Look at him smashing through. Oh, just got to get his head in the current. Come on, mate. Yes.
Well done.
How's that for a fish? That's a solid fish. Oh. Now, they're ugly and they stink, but apart from that, they do fight well, don't they?
Yeah, they're not a nice fish out of their native waters, but they're pretty impressive.
They are beautiful, mate. I'll try and sing around here. How's the power? Head down. Look at those big sucking lips. Wow. What do they do to our native fish and our fishery?
Look, they outcompete for resources. Basically, they you've got to admire the carp. they're very successful as an invasive species, and you know, they outcompete for pretty much habitat, for resources. Yeah, put our natives out of house and home.
Now that carp, he's going over there. It's all over. You are not allowed to put them back by law. We're going to get rid of him because hopefully there's a tupong down there somewhere, and that carp, he's basically a home invader, and we don't want that. It's getting a bite. Oh, it's small. Whatever. Oh, what do we got here? It's small. Oh, it is my fish.
You're on.
I got him.
Oh,
That is it. And you know what? It's a big one.
that's a good one, and we've worked hard for that, I'll tell you.
Now, I reckon that fish could nearly be 20 centimetres, and at 20 centimetres, it's a brute, isn't it? It's like a metre barramundi.
It's a good fish, mate. It's a good fish. To tell you the truth, I can't believe you've caught one.
Well, what an incredible fish. I'm going to get him back because I love him. Tupong. I bet you didn't even know they existed. Well, I hope you didn't, because that way you're learning something. That is an amazing fish. I've caught him before. Christy's actually caught him on a lure. And I think people need to know when they go past these waterways. I'm going to give this fish a swim. When they go past these waterways, these fish are here, aren't they?
People just don't realise there's other species in here that people often think are the big angling species, but these little ones are just as important.
There you go, mate. Thank you for fulfilling my tupong dream. Tupong or not tupong? Love your work, mate.